For the very latest, we can cross live now to Moscow. Our correspondent Nick Holsworth is standing by. Nick, the British Prime Minister is saying that these two men are spies. Can you tell us more about how this is all going down in Moscow? What's the reaction been?
The Russian government reaction so far has been to just repeat the same line that they've been repeating ever since March, which is that this is nothing to do with them. They don't recognise either the names of these two men, Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Bashirov. They don't recognise the photographs that have been published by the British. They say, let's work together to find out what really happened. Now, that's something which the British government has consistently opposed. Mrs May, in her comments about half an hour ago in the House of Commons in London, said that accused the Russians of lies and obfuscation. She says that if those men leave Russia and enter any European country under the control of the European arrest warrant, a red notice has been issued, they will be arrested. As you mentioned, we can't, the British can't extradite the Russians because that's illegal under the Russian constitution. But the Kremlin's reaction has been entirely consistent with what has already been said.
So, as you say, these men, they can't be extradited. They've been charged in the UK. But what happens now? What options are left open to the British Prime Minister?
I'm afraid very few options. I mean, obviously, Mrs May may wish to issue more sanctions against the Russians or persuade European partners and the US to take action like she did a few months ago after the Skripals were poisoned, when there was a series of expulsions of Russian diplomats, which the Russians then replied for with tit-for-tat expulsions. But there's very little she can do. If you remember, it's only just over 10 years since Alexander Litvinenko died after being poisoned with polonium in London. And those accused of his murder, one of them, Lugovoy, ended up becoming a member of the Russian parliament and a bit of a star here in Russia. I'm not sure the same will happen with these two. They're military intelligence officers. They're not FSB, which is the Domestic Security Service. I think the Russians will be quite keen to keep these guys under wraps.